Yeah, that's cool. That the other day I said, if I'm God, well, everyone's going to kill each other. And then a war against my enemies started. But it does no good to attack Israel. Israel, if anything, the only thing it needs to do is be turned into a nuclear uninhabitable wasteland. Poison the earth there so nothing can exist there for thousands of years. No one will ever fight over it again, especially my enemies. It'll be time for them to start running and crying and hiding again. And just like they've been doing since they found me, they've been trying their best to drug and manipulate my life and destroy it and isolate me from other humans. And they've done really well at that until I figure out who I am. And they still try. Like, most people try to talk to me are them. And they know all too well. I mean, they've sent their people into my life to tell me I'm God, and then some of them will come up and tell me I'm God, bring people to like chant holy scriptures and stuff, and then they attack me, like, because they're evil. They know I'm God, and they know their future is coming. And I don't play games with people. I tell them what's going on. They come around and act to me, trying to drug me and all this stuff. I mean, they weren't even really trying to be good. But they purposely, sent a crew out there to tell me I'm God, and then try to like make me sit around and use drugs with them all day, and come out there and chant and try to ruin my whole situation, and then get rid of my clothing and stuff. And that's what we're going to do to them. We're going to pay them back, all their people, every single one of them, what they've been doing to me. I let them do it for 40 years. And now it's payback for their people. They've been doing it to the world for thousands of years. They've been drugging people. They've been enslaving people. They've been killing people. They've been raping their children. And if you're on my side, you're dead. If you perform any sort of rape or on those people, because no, that's how wars are lost, is by making the enemy, your children, your little tiny brain can't figure out. It's the enemy. No, it's a beautiful child. No, it's an enemy. And it's also a waste of time. It's also a waste of time. Why do that? Why do that? Find a human, not one of these alien species from Israel, not one of these Elon Musks and stuff, and Donald Trumps and Barack Obamas and lookalikes of their people. I mean, yeah, like, it's odd. Like, some people claim I look like that, but then again, their people say that that person they're writing stories about is not related to them. So they don't believe in that. That was made for Gentiles to worship and stuff, and it was made to brainwash the true God. They've tried to just create like 1,000 religions. So if if real God came to Earth, like, the first people he would kill off is them, because they are the Satanist Christians, atheists, and the Arabs, the Muslims. I don't give a shit who they are anymore. I don't need to waste seconds researching the same repetitive thing the world showed me over and over. They take it from their Abrahamic books, and the Satanists take it from the Abrahamic books, and the atheists and scientist people worship the Abrahamic devils. And it's clear God has stomped on their face. They are correct about that in one book that is a backstory. I don't believe they've written anything. They're too lazy to write anything. It's a backstory to a game. The world didn't even exist that far back. They're definitely too lazy to write a book. And if they, as much as they've interfered with my life, if they could write, they would have interfered. I mean, they got Stephen King, and they can publish their own books, but when I was in school, like, they didn't put opposition up against me that successfully took all my awards from me and stuff. So I don't think they can, and I think the game purposely installs certain things, like when I kill one of them, or one of them dies near me, and the game shows me that, like, hey, look, like, you ain't got to do anything. We're gonna get rid of whatever gets in your way. Um, that's a theme it showed me over and over, and sometimes I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad they died, but oh wow, if that you think that's the best course, then they gotta go. especially if the game, if I'm like, well, it's time for them to go, and I pick up the shovel to go bury them, and then, like, on my way to go bury them, like, the game's like, no, look, they're already dead. You can't do it. And it's like, wow, that's an interesting, that's an interesting power I have as well. And then 2020 came up, and the free money and the shutdowns, and I had said for years before that, better invest in tissue paper and stuff and diapers, because motherfuckers is gonna start crying here soon with what's about to happen. And then magically the game erases all the toilet paper off the shelves. People aren't buying that stuff. The game just erases it. Just like when I ask for things to appear. When I ask for material goods to appear, when I ask for music, it just creates a person or it rewrites their backstory and stuff when I ask for things to appear. And then like 10 new albums come out from a band whose members are dead, and they were never going to make the same music again. I mean, just like when I ask for shoes and stuff and they appear and stuff like that, or I ask for anything and then it appears in the next store I go to, it's like, hey, go to the JJ giveaway and be like, I'd like a nice velvet suit. And go inside, and that actually is where my last suit came from. I was just asking to get the other ones back and stuff. And they actually had two, should have bought them both, but yeah, whatever. I mean, I only lost like 18 suits and stuff, so no big loss there. But I kind of get it back. But I'm not. I'm not gonna be thankful for having everything taken from me and getting a little crumb back either. Because as far as I can tell, and as far as the storyline is supposed to be played out, this is the evil demon race we're up against here. Um, Is an entirely different species, just like I'm a different species. How many humans can summon material goods and change the world? And what they say just forces the entire world to shut down. And I'm pretty sure that's none, or it'd be way too chaotic here. And I mean, I think they're trying with what they can, but I think that they're simply NPC, and that's just part of the story. Is they're devils upon this planet. And I've come to kill the Koopa Kingdom off and restore, save Princess Peach and stuff. So yeah, pretty sure. But yeah, hey, look at that. It took me a minute to make a video because I was like not wanting to even discuss it. But like, look, I made the video, and 2 days later, my enemies start killing each other off. So, what can I ask for? Nothing more beautiful than that. I mean, I did ask to be president, and now I found out the evil alien demon race is in my way of moving forward in directions I want. But at the same time, I've learned that, hey, the evil alien demon race is in my life because they're an evil alien demon race, and I must learn why I'm here and who I'm dealing with and issue the judgment accordingly to their people and stuff. I mean, before I even knew who they were when they died near me, I was just like, well, that's trash. And I had people thanking me. And it's like, I didn't do it, dude. That was God. I'm killed. But not me. I didn't have a chance to. He took them away before I could get my hands on them. I was going to have some fun that night with a lot of them, not just one of them. But yeah, I guess my powers are limited to allowing the evil demon race to oppress me and alter my life and destroy it. And wow, because there's no or, because there's no or, there's only the goal, the end, to get rid of them all. And that is the end game here, to get rid of all of them, like, especially the ones promoting the word like in-game and all this. I mean, that's their people. You see, these NPCs are so dumb. I ask for stuff, and then they go do it, and their setup is the enemies to kill. I'm already wanting to see them dead, and then the game sets them up as enemies. God, let's call it God. God sets them up as the enemies to be killed for what I asked to change on earth. Good. Great, beautiful. And then they're like talking to me, but they when it possesses the humans, when it takes the humans off their there's 7 seconds of programming they're given, and speaks to me about stuff like, it's like, are you sure you really want people to know? Like, that's not a good idea. And I'm like, yeah, I just threw my life away for that. And then, so now, ever since that, like, there have been handfuls of people coming up to me a year talking about that stuff. And I mean, it started before I took, it started right after I took credit for it. So it's almost like I had to say it for it to start coming into the world, but for it to happen, it actually is reality. The things I say to happen, and when I'm saying, like I'm inventing and control the world, for that to happen, they had their new Abrahamic New Age religion tell me, oh, well, it's because what you say happens and all this. It's like, well, if what I say happens, it is because that's what's happening. I couldn't just be like, oh, the humans are, some of these clones coming around me are fake non-existent beings and stuff that don't exist and have no life, and they can have the entire history rewritten, including an addition of a bunch of material goods that don't exist in the first place. When you can do that, then that's not using magic to change the world. That's using it to point out that it's there in the first place, and they're empty, hollow, lifeless shells, whatever this clone AI race is, and who cares what it is, just as long as we get rid of it and replace them with true living beings and stuff. And the devil people definitely have to go, and the devil people are this manipulative word game people who turn words around, and they wrote, like I said, I don't think they wrote anything. They're too fucking lazy. If you guys know any of these people, you know how fucking lazy they are, and most of us know them. Just think of the person around you who's a child rapist or something like that, Look at their face, and if I'm right, I'm right. Look at the people who've fucking terrorized you in your life. Look at their face. They look like Elon Musk, Barack Obama's mom, all those other people, Jerry Seinfeld, Jerry Springer. What is it? Who cares what Seinfeld's first name is? It should be Mushface. But just look at the people in your life who you think are probably raping child or capable of raping children for fun, or you think they probably would enjoy that. And that's them, isn't it? Am I incorrect on that? No. Every single one I can recall in my life involved in stuff like that definitely were those people. And that is their entire, it's just like any other video game. There's like 5 or 6 groups. There's, the water world with the evil fish, and then there's the first level in the grasslands with the Goombas, and then there's the pipeline with the piranha plants and bullet bills, and then there's Koopa Land with like the evil, most like looking Koopas. Every game is the freaking same. Even movies are the same. When there's an enemy, they got to make them look like their people. Stuff, they make them look like a truck's ran them over or something like that. It's very rare that they've created like a beautiful enemy, because it's simply out of context for what the game is trying to teach is actually going on while living beings are on this planet to them. And it's all being like written and everything, like. And the bottom line is it's not technology and androids. They're not artificially ignorant. They're non-existent because they're bits and bytes in a software program. No one would waste this much money on something that's going to end the way this is going to end. That'd be a lot of robots who are going to go to the scrap heap. That would be like countless decadillion dollars of robots who are going to the scrap heap here soon, and already have been to the scrap heap in the past. So that's not what it is. A little elaborate for that, and plus it's void of existence too. Like if someone was like that, you would think there'd be a lot of living characters in the game. It's just too easy to, COVID showed you that they don't have thoughts or lives of their own. And you can just play certain games and all of a sudden they unmask themselves. Like you can kill people if the government comes along and tells you to kill them and enslave them. And almost everyone on the planet, all 7 of the Koopa Kingdom worlds, we're like, yeah, we're going to kill everyone who doesn't listen to us when we tell them to do what the government says. And that's what people did in 2020. And that is why evil must be removed from this fucking planet and the people who worship it. People. See, it's such a deceptive term. How do you summon people? You don't summon humans, because humans are living beings. So when I summon things, it's clear that there are different species on this earth, and because that's not a human, it didn't exist, or rather it did, in everyone else's mind. How many thousands of people come with each person I summon to create a backstory? They have 14 billion blank slots they can fill. Is that how many blank slots they can to produce the Earth game unfolding? Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully there's someone out there. I mean, I only waste my time talking to like a couple people about this, and when I got deep enough, it's like their head was so far up my enemy's asses. It's like, well, yeah, you obviously have no thought, because that's like the plot line of the game here. They're evil alien demon race, and then the player comes to kill them, like in every video game, and then like they can't outthink being the evil alien demon race. Technically, it's not their fault they're programmed that way, but they're still trash and they act like trash, so it's all their fault. And yeah, I mean, who cares? Like we have to get beyond these feelings and stuff. I mean, this is a manipulation they use too, is feelings. When they invent their false religions, their anti-God religions, then they're like, ooh, if you don't listen to us, Satan will put you in hellfire. It's like, no, if you listen to them people, God's going to put you in hellfire. Like, the real God, not their God. There's no God for them. I guarantee you that. There's no one, I mean, they might be an alien race with some sort of powers beyond the humans, and just like I am, but I don't. No one's going to be there to protect pedophile species, evil. I mean, they were already cursed from the start. So what god does Koopa worship that made Koopa look like Koopa? What god does, the jellyfish in Mario Brothers worship that makes him look like the nasty, dirty squid? Who cares? Really, that's what it matters. But in this game, it kind of matters, because all the people are devils worshiping this devil species. Just like in Mario Brothers, everyone technically there is a devil worshiping the devil Koopas. Like, they're all evil. They're all trying to kill you and get rid of you. But the entire point of you being there is to get rid of them, and they're not smart enough to see that. But in this game, there's definitely people here smart enough to see that I'm here to get rid of them. And they don't like that very much. And they don't want other people who aren't their ugly, evil Koopa race running for president or anything like that, or making any money, doing anything of value, because all the other lesser Koopas are still servants to them. They're not going to advance. Bill isn't going to advance to the Koopa Castle. He doesn't look like them. It's easy to identify. Probably not as smart as them either. Koopa has a lot more moves than a dumbass Bullet Bill. Bullet Bill can only do one thing: fire its bullet. And it's pretty useless beyond that, but still useful as a weapon, just like what's going on right now. They have all their little Koopa kingdoms working for them and stuff like that. And they're semi-useful. They're retarded. Granted, the Koopas seem to be the smarter group. But, I mean, they're retarded too. On a comparison level, they're geniuses compared to the Toadstools and all, the Bullet Bill community and all that stuff. But it's still, just deceptive retards and stuff like that. They have to spend so much of their resources just coming after one person and shit. Why is that if they're so great and powerful and they have billions of people and they gotta spend so many of their wasted, useless, cracked out lives coming after one person? It's because they know they're not shit. That's a beautiful war that's going on. As long as anyone's attacking any nation that supports Israel, it's a beautiful war. And in fact, like anyone who worships any of their religions too, I'm fine with war against that. In fact, like I'm kind of upset that Gaza is like, it makes you think that the Israelis are really the one in Palestine, like, provoking Israel. Like all they gotta do is put on a mask and not show their face on their own media, which they're doing. They're not showing you who they are. And then they go kill them off and stuff. But hey, however it happens, as long as a few of them die, progress has been made and stuff, right? Like they said, they're not attacking Christians. It's like, yeah, well, Christians worship Israel, so I can only understand and guess who the hell doesn't wants to destroy their invaders and leave a few of them behind because they worship the place they're destroying. It's like I said, the AI, the pedophiles, they don't have their own thoughts. They're on a basic code. They can't outthink anything. They can't do anything. They really don't do anything. They have these, they make music and all these movies. They make movies, but they don't because, like, literally the world's fake. And I can ask for new shit. And then they think they made it. It's like, you're a lazy bastard. You didn't make shit. Like, you didn't even make up the story that you made up. That you invented something and produced some music or some shit, did you? Someone else made that story up for you. You can't do either of those things, can you? You don't have the power to do that. But whatever. I just find comfort knowing that my enemies are my slaves and they do everything for me, but now I realize that's false and they aren't doing shit, and just ask for shit and it comes out. They definitely didn't travel back in time and make 10 new CDs, and they went from being fat slobs to hard-working fat slobs. Not reality there, bro. That itself is not reality. But that does explain certain things, why supposedly hard work gets you places and gets you looking a certain way, and then there are people out there who don't. It's just a game assigning random body types to characters it generates on the screen as far as I can see and stuff. It's pretty shitty random generation, I think. The game itself is very shitty. But hey, like, it is cool in some ways. Like, when God decides to kill one of those people near you and knows that, they're going to blame you for it. And then, so a week before it happens, God gives you $250,000 from Magic Land. And it's like, it's kind of interesting. But how about, I know we're dealing with AI at this point in time, but does that mean we can't, like, generate the females I want? Is that why they're so brain dead and useless and vicious? Like, who cares about the viciousness? But Now that could be a positive. Right now, it's a positive trait. If I could get some other people who want to wage war and slaughter these people, like I would, I definitely am gonna accept some soft retard into my life while I'm in the middle of a war. I've dealt with them cowards before when I was like starting to get into like when these things started and stuff, when the money and the killings started and stuff. And definitely not going to deal with a pussy ass like that who runs their mouth too. At least be a pussy who, when I scream in your face, it's time to run because people are here to kill. Then, yeah, at least be a pussy with half a brain cell in your head who can decide that this person's screaming in my face, that these people here to kill them are actually here to kill them. Fucking they should run. And don't be a brain dead moron. The game has to generate some better fucking characters than this and stuff. This is bullshit. Of course, the rat face families galore. It's not that I don't necessarily think, really, just because one or two people might have blonde hair in my life, the other 99% look like the same rat faced demons who are stalking me and terrorizing me and robbing me and all that stuff. And are the enemies I'm here to eradicate. I shouldn't give one person the benefit of the doubt, especially when they have so many links. The links are there on purpose. It's not because they're karma and they have to brag about who they are in order for it to happen. They're retards. And that's just what they say to explain away why their brains do the dumbest shit and don't exist. And they still haven't explained away how they create 10 new CDs in a whole fan base in a whole world that thinks they created those CDs when they didn't exist before. There is no explanation for that. The explanation is exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, hey, this is going to be a great war, right? It's going to be the best war. Only if we get rid of these people entirely. Somewhere along the storyline of these wars coming out here, and as they increase and get to the point of what the wars are about. I know right now it's just, USA killing off brown people in Mexico. No one cares about that. They're all guilty. They all know where their money and land and resources come from. It comes from killing brown people. And the only thing they learned since 2020, I bet, is that they need more money because something's happening to their money supply and it's not worth as much as it used to be. So I can only imagine they've got a lot of shifts going on in their brain now. Like, let's support the government invading and taking over Mexico cities and all that stuff. But, yeah, I mean, you can only do that for so long before you run out of people to enslave and kill. And they're scared of AI, so they don't want to kill off their own slave population anymore. They're going to have to, because what if the slaves ever have thoughts? I mean, the slaves already have thoughts in Gaza and Palestine, apparently. And then in Ukraine, and they got to control that, so they send their Israeli dual citizen Zelensky to lead white people to their deaths and stuff. To create Khazaria, most likely, but they're probably waking up in some sort of form if they're wearing that swastika thing. They were 10 steps away from having a thought of their own or something. Obviously, not enough. They hadn't begun to have a thought if they're following Zelensky and they're wearing a swastika. Just like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed people who followed Hitler. He called them the master race, and he rolled over them and got rid of them. Yeah, so beautiful war. As long as there's wars going on, we can hope that they're being used to kill off the people who have been stalking and terrorizing me and keeping me down. And it looks like that's like they're hitting the main base like a little too early. I mean, No, it's not too early. As long as it ends up like being like, shelled with nukes and stuff, and the land becomes uninhabitable, that is exactly what I asked for that place to become uninhabitable for thousands of years before the rest of the wars kick off to get them out of the other nations on the planet and stuff. So technically, like, I'm just pissed it's going so slow and stuff.